On the night of August 21st, 1986, more than 1,700 people in Cameroon went to sleep. By morning, they were dead. There was no fire, no flood, no attack, no sound of struggle. They were found exactly where they had fallen, in their beds, in doorways, on the paths between villages. Their lamps were still burning. Their animals lay dead beside them. Birds had dropped out of the sky. An entire region had been killed by something invisible, something that rose out of a quiet, beautiful lake. This is the story of Lake Nyos, and the deadliest breath the earth has ever taken. Before we begin, like and subscribe for more dark history, true survival, and the terrifying side of nature. In the highlands of northwestern Cameroon sits a crater lake formed in the throat of an old volcano. On the surface, it looks peaceful. Deep blue water, still and silent, ringed by green hills and small farming villages. But beneath that calm surface, something was building. The volcano below was not fully dead. Deep underground, magma slowly leaked carbon dioxide up through the rock, and that gas seeped into the bottom of the lake and stayed there. Lake Nyos is over 600 feet deep, and its layers of water almost never mix. The cold, heavy water at the bottom stays at the bottom year after year. So the gas had nowhere to go. For decades, it dissolved into the deep water under crushing pressure, like an enormous, invisible bottle of soda being shaken slowly over time. The entire lake had become a loaded gun. All it needed was a trigger. Nobody knows exactly what pulled that trigger. Perhaps a landslide on the steep shore, or a small earthquake. Whatever it was, it disturbed the deep water just enough, and the lake exploded. A jet of water and foam blasted over 300 feet into the air. Witnesses heard a rumble like distant thunder and smelled something strange. In seconds, the deep water rushed upward, the pressure vanished, and hundreds of thousands of tons of carbon dioxide burst out of the lake in a single massive cloud. Carbon dioxide is invisible. It has almost no smell, and it is heavier than air. That last fact is what made it so deadly. Instead of drifting away, the gas cloud sank. It poured over the rim of the lake and rolled downhill into the valleys, hugging the ground, moving at nearly 60 miles an hour. It flooded the villages of Nyos, Cha, and Subum, while most people slept. Carbon dioxide kills in a horrifyingly simple way. It displaces oxygen. When the cloud rolled through, there was no air left to breathe. People lost consciousness within seconds. Most never woke up. The cloud reached as far as 16 miles from the lake. Within that zone, almost nothing that breathed survived. 1,746 people died, along with 3,500 livestock and countless wild animals. The few who lived described waking to a nightmare, passing out and regaining consciousness hours later, weak and confused, surrounded by silence. One survivor woke to find his entire family dead around him, every animal lying still, and not a single voice calling out anywhere. The strangest part? The plants were untouched. The houses were undamaged. Everything looked completely normal, except that nearly every breathing creature was dead. It looked less like a disaster and more like the world had simply switched off. When scientists pieced together what happened, they realized something unsettling. Lake Nyos was not unique. 2 years earlier, a smaller lake nearby, Lake Monoun, had done the exact same thing, killing 37 people. And a third, far larger lake, Lake Kivu, sits on the border of Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. It holds vastly more dissolved gas than Nyos ever did, and around 2 million people live along its shores. To stop Nyos from exploding again, engineers installed pipes that vent the gas from the bottom in a slow, controlled stream. For now, the lake is calm. The pressure is being managed. People have even begun to return. But the magma below is still leaking gas. The wall holding the water in is slowly weakening. Lake Nyos killed an entire region once, without warning, in a single breath. And it is still waiting. If you found this story worth watching, like, subscribe, and share it. Because the most dangerous things in nature are often the ones you never see coming.